I've been put off by so much media in 2025 so far. I mean, we've talked about different movies and television shows, video games, and what have you, and none of it has really, well, not even lived up to expectation, really even piqued my curiosity so far this year. I've been willing Superman to be better than what it very likely is going to be, but there is one film, that I've had a bit of a soft spot for, one that I really want to be good, mostly because I really like the franchise. I hate what has been done to it by stupid Warner Brothers, but hey man, I gotta give at least some share the blame to Netherrealm Studios. NRS does have to shoulder quite a bit of blame for Mortal Kombat 1. It's like you didn't have to do that stupid cameo system that nobody asked for. You could have just had a good Mortal Kombat game, and even if Warner Brothers wanted to come in and uglify a bunch of the characters, that could have been one thing, but honestly, the whole multiverse thing that you guys did with the story was absolute dog water. But still, I do love me some Mortal Kombat. I do love me some Karl Urban, and that first Mortal Kombat movie, well, it laid the groundwork of what could end up being some really good Mortal Kombat movies. So I have hopes. I'm not going to say they're high. I'm not going to say they're low. I'm just going to say I have hopes for Mortal Kombat 2. That is coming out later this year. And honestly, test screenings, this is very, very early. Okay, because I think this comes out in October or something like that. And to hear that there's positive test screenings for any movie in 2025, I mean, can a boy hope? Can a boy just have a little bit of hope? Now, Mortal Kombat 2 test screenings were like Avengers Endgame for Mortal Kombat fans. Oh god, a convoluted mess that didn't need any more time travel? It's like, yeah, we already got that, but oh, okay, cool. Oh, no, you mean like celebratory. All right. Mortal Kombat 2 is set to be bigger and funnier than the first film, which, yeah, Kano was, well, he was very much the funniest thing about the Mortal Kombat movie that came out in 2021. But he's dead, spoilers, and the rest of the cast of characters, like Sonya Blade was cringe. The main character guy was AIDS. The best part about that was the backstory that didn't really get explored with Scorpion and Sub-Zero, but now that Sub-Zero is going to be dead, are we going to be moving all the way forward with like Noob Saibot and some of the other ninjas that are there, because they're really awesome, like Sector and Cyrax, and doing the whole Lin Kuei storyline, like that could be cool. But yeah, this is just like a Mortal Kombat nerd talking. But as long as Karl Urban is great as Johnny Cage, like Karl Urban is like one of the most reliable performers in Hollywood. Like he might be in some dog water films, but he's always good in them. He's kind of like Andy Serkis. Is there such thing as a bad Andy Serkis performance? No. But are there bad Andy Serkis movies? Yes. That's why, God, I really don't want Hunt for Gollum, but it's going to come out, and it's just... Anyways, moving back to Mortal Kombat for a second, one of my other beloved franchises that I've seen get destroyed in recent years. But yes, bigger and funnier than the first film, and according to the sequel's writer, the reactions have been comparable to Avengers Endgame. Alright, the first Mortal Kombat had fights, fatalities, plenty of gore, a great Easter egg for those who have played the games. Yeah, Kung Lao did his hat fatality on Nitara, which is pretty sweet and a great way to get rid of that ass character. I mean, like, she was voiced by Megan Fox and was really brought to the forefront in Mortal Kombat 1, not the movie, the terrible game. And really exposed a lot of those latter Mortal Kombat characters. For as many cool characters that came around during the PS2 3D era, Nintara definitely wasn't one of them. More Bo Raicho, less Takeda. Or not Takeda. Takeda's the only interesting combat kid. I mean, Kenji. There we go, Kenji. Anyways, but yes, the first Mortal Kombat had fights, fatalities, plenty of gore, Easter eggs. It also had a big problem. It didn't feature the titular tournament. Yeah, but main protagonist guy, he was a mixed martial artist who got his ass kicked. Okay, this isn't gonna... Okay, that's going to change with Warner Brothers' highly anticipated follow-up to the video game movie. Yeah, that totally makes sense. Okay, as the sequel was being developed, screenwriter Jeremy Slater was adamant that that would include the tournament rather than making viewers wait another movie and then be like, come back for the finale. Oh, so this is getting set up as a trilogy, huh? Well, like all good Mortal Kombat related stories are, I suppose. Is the best lesson the film could have learned from its predecessor? No. The best lesson that they could have learned is, I don't know, make some fucking characters. That could be a good lesson. Speaking to comic book, okay, Slater said that a tremendous honor and incredibly cool to be involved in the project, especially as a lifelong fan of Mortal Kombat. Hey, somebody actually paying reverence to a franchise that they're working on. You'll love to see it. It's genuinely surreal. I thought in my phone, there's pictures of me next to Raiden, Kitana, and Baraka. Hey, 2 out of 3 ain't bad. That's another mark against stupid MK1, how they made the Tarkatans sympathetic, how they were just how it was a disease that you would get, and then you would get banished out of Adenia. It's so fucking dumb. I was so excited for people to see the movie. It's been done for a while. We've been waiting for the right release date and waiting for the right window. I have been to those test screenings, which are all full of Mortal Kombat fans, and watching them react to the way that I the way that I reacted to Avengers Endgame. A lot of cheering, jumping out of their seats. Every joke is landing, and they're loving it. It's one of my greatest moments of my life, and that's why you get into the business. Well, I hope he's not telling stories out of class, and that this is legitimately what's going on. Because, okay, you have Ed Boon out here, and he's, tweeting out some pictures of the characters, okay, and Scorpion looks as great as he did in the first movie, which is a really good look for him. I like it a lot, okay. Then you got Kitana. I mean, yeah, fine. Looks a lot more like the traditional MK 1 through 3 2D digitized Kitana than, like MK9. If you know, you know, but if you don't worry about it. Karl Urban is Johnny Cage. Yeah, then you got cringe Sonya Blade in the back. Then you got Jax, who could be cool. Like, he was actually pretty good. And Liu Kang, who is completely and totally underserved in the first movie. I still think he was done way better in the old Mortal Kombat movies, which I like a lot. I don't think that they're great. The first one's fine. I think the first one's functional. Okay, definitely like a 5. But Annihilation, the nicest thing I can say about that is at least this Shao Kahn looks 10 times better than he did in Annihilation. That's literally the only nice thing that I'll say about that terrible, terrible, awful movie. The first film had a big roster, yes, but Mortal Kombat 2 is taking it even further with Karl Urban as Johnny Cage, Kitana as Adelaine Rudolph. Oh, I'm sure that'll piss some people off. Tati Gabriel. Fuck, man. As Jade? Yo, man, at least MK1. Okay, here's something else good for MK1. At least they aren't going to have... Oh, no, that wasn't Jade. That was Tanya. Who was the yellow ninja? Was it Tanya? Tade's... Oh, man. Tati Gabriel is Jade. If you don't know, she's also the quote-unquote main character for Neil Cuckman's Intergalactic, the Heretic Prophet, and she's going to be Jade. Fuck off. Quan Chi, okay. Shao Kahn, Sindel, and Baraka. Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, no, that's not bad. Will all appear alongside the sequel's returning cast. Yeah, Shang Tsung was the big bad the first time around. Can't remember. I gotta go back and refresh my memory on that movie. I think they did away with Melina. Did they kill off Shang Tsung at the end? I can't remember, but especially if they got rid of Melina and now they're bringing in Shao Kahn, depending on what story they want to tell, Melina's supposed to be a failed clone and a cross between Kitana's genetics and Tarkatan blood. So if they were going to do that, and she's supposed to be the daughter of Shao Kahn. So yeah, okay. Figuring out the individual matches are going to be, which characters do you pair off for maximum emotional impact, the most dynamic fight? Okay, yeah, no, this could be really good. I really want it to. But I think it's like this movie's ultimately going to be defined by Karl Urban's Johnny Cage. Okay, so now we go to the Entertainment Weekly article rather, and according to Ed Boon, okay, you finally get to see a Johnny Cage. His integration into the Mortal Kombat story and universe is a big part of what this movie explores. He's a washed-up Hollywood guy thrown into a magical, ultra-violent ting. Carl, his depiction of Johnny Cage is different than our games in some ways, and he's adding his own flair to it, but I think it'll feel fresh. It's there's like a novelty factor in there. Just like Tan's Cole. Oh, that was the name. Cole, right? Cole Young. God, what an uninspiring name. Yeah, descendant of Scorpion. God damn it, man. So even through the generations, not even a little bit of that charisma from your ancestor could trickle through? No. It's so cool how he ends up getting armor as a special ability and how he can create, batons for his... God, he's so pathetic. But anyways, Boon says that Johnny serves the audience, as the audience's lens into the new story. Oh, so is he going to be the main protagonist? Because that would be great. He calls the character's introduction ridiculously hilarious. Oh, God, don't shit on him. Like, can we not do that? Having incited some of the biggest laughs from the earliest screenings in Mortal Kombat 2, but director Simon McQuad, sure, felt it was balancing act to strike the tone, okay? We wanted a character that wasn't completely silly, comic book. It's a character that would instantly go there and become too light and throwaway if we were to lean too much into that kind of cheese. I totally agree on that one. Now, the casting of Karl Urban for that role allowed the character to have more depth because, yeah, here's the thing. I'm not that big. Well, obviously, you guys know I'm not a big fan of Mortal Kombat 1. I think that's an abomination right up there with, Deadly Alliance, Mortal Kombat 4, and the fact that Ed Boon and NRS realized just it was a failure and they decided to cut all support for it in rather short order, at least gives me hope that they can go ahead and course correct for the future. But one of the better parts of MK10, okay, MKX, that a lot of people really like, they think that it has the most solid mechanics of any Mortal Kombat game. I don't really like how they split every character up into 3 different parts and they just, spread the special moves and the fighting styles across that. But I digress. Okay, it's one of the better Mortal Kombat games. But specifically talking about the story and the way that it was integrated, like Johnny Cage plays an integral part, and he's taken very seriously. And if that's the direction that they want to go, where, he does have, like his Hollywood origins, but he is an established martial artist, okay? He is somebody that, you could take him goofy. There are certain aspects to his character that even as shit as Mortal Kombat 1 was, like, the way that they set him up in that story is, who's this Hollywood actor guy? But he eventually... Actually, he's probably the best part of that convoluted ass story, okay? Proves himself to the rest of the crew, and he gets taken seriously. If that's the way that we go, instead of just, he's the guy who punches guys in the nuts and he puts on his shades, like they go in the direction of taking him seriously, just overlooking him and thinking that, it's just all just a show and that he can only show off in front of stunt doubles, that would be pretty cool. And anything that takes away from that boring, atrocious main character. But hey, if he's going to be in the hands of a competent writer, might actually want to see a little bit more of him. But the way that they're pushing all of the Mortal Kombat characters to the front kind of gives me a little bit of hope. Just hopefully they can interject something of a pulse into Sonya Blade, because god damn it, man, she was bad in that first movie. But with all that said, thank you all very much for the gift of your time. I've been Don Consuelo. I want you to follow your gut and get after it. Take care, everyone.